Good afternoon. It is Monday, February 22nd, 2021. And this is what we were looking at for the day. Mostly, I would consider this a range day. After the overnight and a steep drop, um, prices corrected for the rest of the day, but it was kind of just a range day, even though it made some upward movement. I mapped out this bigger red channel. I just drew it off this high, and that matched up with these lows. Maybe I drew it off these lows and it matched up with these highs. So at the end of the day, which I went long after it broke the in the simulator after it broke the trend line, but towards the end of the day it broke. So you're expecting an attempt to a new low, and prices have been moving down. It looks like they might respect that. Yeah, it looks like they're respecting this greater range that I drew at the beginning of the day. But first, let's take a look at the trades I took on the MES. This is going to be the last day I do this because I ran out of money. The first trade I took today was a good one. Towards a little after the opening, we saw prices move into this channel within the channel, and it was upward, and I took a second entry long, first entry, second entry, and you can see there are some trapped shorts down here. So this is a good entry. I then, shortly after, only a couple minutes after, took another second entry, first entry, second entry off this signal bar. The reason I don't like that, I don't even think this, now that I'm reviewing it, I don't even think this would fit the rules because that's part of this swing. And that's not the lowest bar of the swing. So that's actually not even a good signal bar. And if you put your stop beneath this part, which is technically the low of the swing, you would have got stopped out anyway. But I think the real reason this one worked is because people got trapped. As you can see, people got trapped going short, and no one really got trapped here. But at the same time, this kind of just looks like congestion. It's like sideways. It's just moving sideways. Hopefully you can see that. So I'm not going to be doing the MES anymore. It's just not worth it for me. I don't have enough skill yet. I'm still building up to that level. So let's look at the trades I marked here. So early in the morning there was a trade right here, but the signal bar is just, you have to be willing to take a high risk. I think that's probably like a 5-point signal bar, so that's a lot of risk. But the reason I like it is it's confirmation of this trend line. It closes right at the EMA, and it's a lower high, or a higher low, excuse me. That's why I like that one. Here you get another higher low after another confirmation of the trend line, and very low risk signal bar. But it's aggressive. It's just it's not really a second entry. It's still like a first entry. But I guess you could maybe look at it as a second entry because first entry, and then it goes lower and breaks. But anyway, prices are in this channel. They make that mini channel that we saw here, but there's no good signal bars like there was on the mini. You could argue for this one, but the signal bar is no good. Taking an entry there, you could argue for that. So we get this this break, move to a new high, and then prices come down here and they go into this congestive area. You do get I would move this. I think I would move this up. I don't know why it's. Would I move it down here? I don't think I would have it down here. I'd probably have it right there. Yeah, and that's a perfect signal bar in a range. So I really like that. It's also looks pretty low risk. Then we get a counter trend break, and unfortunately you get nothing. No way to enter here. But prices come down and make a new range. And if you're being really aggressive, you might go long on this bar, but you don't really get a good setup, unfortunately. It looks like it's testing these lows and just trapping people out. Then you get a sharp move up. Maybe you would go long here because it looks like people are trapped, but that's the bar closes pretty far from its high, so I don't like it for that reason. And then, so I did eventually draw this larger range. Hopefully you can see that highlighted by those fields or those lines. And I drew off this high. So this high, we test that high again. This is like a triple test right here. Oh, I did skip over that trade. We'll take a look at that in a second. This is like a double test, excuse me. It's like a double test of this high, and in this smaller area, it's like a triple test. And this is like a straight from the price action trading manual. This is a trap. So all these people are going long. They tick all the people to get them who are going long, and then they just shoot it right down. That's what the market movers do. This trade, it looked like this is kind of like a pullback off of this level right here. And at first you might have had your range drawn like this. That's why I marked it. But by the time this comes around, all this price action happens, I would move mine up. But that's why I marked that as aggressive. So anyway, price come back to the EMA, come back up to the top of this range, get a lower high with a no good signal bar, very neutral, and then you get another one. So this is a failed second entry long. And it's off that area of resistance. So that's why I like that. Price moved down in this channel, but you don't get any short entries, and then prices. So this was probably just a correction, one leg down, maybe that's the second leg down, move to a new high, just starts correcting, kind of going sideways, and then it starts trending up again. And you get this is aggressive. It's confirmation of the new trend line though. But it's aggressive. It kind of looks like we're still moving sideways, so I probably wouldn't take that. But it also looks like it's trapping shorts. Ticks one tick below, boom. And yeah, your entry would probably be on this, one tick above that one. Then you get a lower high. The only reason I marked this is because it's low risk. It kind of looks like a second entry though. First entry, second entry. Back into this micro congestion too. So there are a couple reasons you look at that, but it's definitely aggressive. It's far from the EMA, and we get the break of this trend line. Get the break of this trend line, and I don't know if you heard me. I was like, okay, well, we're expecting a move to a new low or attempt at a new low, but I went long on this bar. This is not a good signal bar, first of all. It's in the range, a very small range. There's not even a room to scalp out before the top of the range. But also this trend line just broke, so we're expecting a move to a new low. And that's what we get. So I don't see any good entries here. We get this nice leg down. This is kind of like this is like a second entry short off the trend line. That's also confirmation of the trend line. So I do like that. Then this is just aggressive. It's off the trend line again. Good signal bar. You're not going into the lows or anything, but it's aggressive. It's just a first entry. Actually, you could consider that a second entry off this high. Second entry, failed second entry short, or failed second entry long. This is also a failed second entry long. I don't know if I said that incorrectly. And then that's it for the rest of the day. This is after 12 o'clock anyway, so usually we aren't trading after 12 o'clock, but that's what I saw for today. So like I said, I think it's really a range day, but a correction of the overnight, upward correction of the overnight. Yeah, and prices look like they bounced off of this larger area of support just recently, this past hour. So I hope everyone had a good day, and I'll hopefully be back tomorrow.